Young people today come home from school still bombarded with happy faces, slimmer bodies, and others having more fun than them, all from that magic rectangle that sits in our pockets. It used to be that home time after school stopped the social comparisons for the day, but now there's no escape. For a young person addicted to social media, they are experiencing this literally all day, every day. That even includes being in the toilet, in the shower, commuting, eating, going to sleep. All of these moments are supposed to be peaceful times of self-care. What is this doing to us? What is the effect of social media on mental health? We're going to find that out together in this video. Let me introduce myself first. My name is Hamza. I'm 23 and I'm a psychology graduate. We'll be going over scientific literature in this video, so hopefully my knowledge of psychology and data will help us understand. Do you remember life without social media? One thing I do remember from primary school and the early years of high school was that everyone seemed present in the moment. We didn't have notifications to check. All we had was real life. But this started to change when we all got smartphones. Maybe this is similar to what you remember. I'm also going to include what I believe is the ultimate technique for anyone that wants to improve their mental health. There's a certain lifestyle you can follow which will increase your positive mental health, body image, and productivity, all whilst reducing distractions in your life like social media. This part of the video will be near the end, so make sure you stick around if you want a practical technique in bettering your mental health. Mental health illnesses have been increasingly reported over the last few decades, and this lines up quite well with the increasing use of social media. Firstly, is this data accurate? Is the widespread prevalence of social media actually causing more people to suffer from negative mental health? Or is it that there are actually the same number of people with negative mental health, but just more and more people are coming out and reporting it and talking about it? Which honestly could be the case. It's finally becoming widely acceptable to admit mental health problems, and people are getting encouraged to speak about it, to have chats with loved ones. So is it actually that over time there are more people with negative mental health, or just that more people are speaking about it and so it seems like it's more common? This is one of those questions that can't really be answered accurately because we just can't know how many people had mental illnesses before it was acceptable to talk about it. The statistics and data that we do have would have been massively underrepresented because, say, 100 years ago, not many people would have admitted mental health problems, so it would have been underreported. Mental illnesses were something that people kept to themselves for fear of seeming crazy. Increased negative mental health over the recent decades could have also been caused by different factors like recessions and pandemics. So if we can't get an accurate understanding of the effects of social media on our widespread societal mental health, what about on an individual level? Then it's a lot more clear. Social media use is linked to poor sleep, low self-esteem, and poor body image. This all leads to higher levels of depression. Compared to boys, girls generally seem to suffer higher levels of depressive symptoms. Girls and boys who were on social media for longer than 5 hours a day had a 50% and 35% respective increase in depressive symptoms compared to those that only limited their use to under 3 hours. I know 5 hours of daily social media use may seem unrealistic to some people watching this, but honestly 5 hours a day isn't that far-fetched for the younger generation. 90% of teenage girls reported being unhappy with how their bodies looked. Why? Because all they're seeing are these models with Photoshop pictures on Instagram. Everyone is using Facetune. Every male fitness model is getting a pump before the picture to make himself look bigger. And then his photographer/editor photoshops his muscles so that he's even bigger. In fact, let's do this right now to show you how easy it is. Here's what I look like unflexed, normal, without a pump. Here's what I look like with a pump. And finally, let's enlarge my muscles a little bit. Now imagine I post this final picture of me and some other young man is looking at it and he's comparing this photoshopped pumped up picture to his natural everyday look. These social comparisons are deadly. They'll make you feel like you're far behind everyone else. But it's all fake and it's not good for us. We should consider taking action to stop experiencing this negativity in our lives. How would you like to halve your stress levels? Just quit Facebook for 7 days. This is what a Danish study of over 1,000 participants saw. A 55% reduction in stress for the participants who just quit Facebook for 1 week. This is supported by another study I found of university students who were made to limit their Facebook, Instagram, and Snapchat use to under 10 minutes a day for each one. These students saw a significant reduction in loneliness and depression. And that is so interesting. Your loneliness goes down after quitting social media. So it really seems to be the case that less is better. Ask yourself, do I value social media higher than my mental health? If the answer is no, start taking proactive steps to improve this area of your life. My suggestion? Get on a long-term dopamine detox. This is where you drastically reduce instant gratification, like social media, and you drastically increase delayed gratification, like exercise and meditation. This long-term dopamine detox will completely restructure your priorities and therefore what you experience in life. If you want to learn more about carrying out a long-term dopamine detox, I'll have a free link to my Skillshare class below, and you can learn how this lifestyle will skyrocket your productivity. So go ahead, scroll down to that description right now, click on the Skillshare link if you want to learn more. It's completely free, no card details required. Although the negative effects of social media on our mental health are quite significant, it seems to be the case that you can reverse these effects quite quickly. Just 1 week without social media and you'll feel a significant difference. That's amazing. I can personally vouch for this. When you quit social media, you won't even want to go back. After some time, you realize that you're not even missing out on anything. You're missing out on depression and poor body image. That's what you're missing out on. If you use social media quite a lot, consider a dopamine detox. It's like a step up from a basic social media detox. Treat yourself like you are your own best friend. Therefore, encourage yourself to stay away from stuff that's not good for you. Go watch my Skillshare class, it will change your life. Take care. Also, if you want direct help from someone who was previously classified as majorly depressed to not even scoring as on the depression scale anymore with just a few points in the space of around 3 months, I did that all by myself. I researched the practical techniques that you can do without any kind of medication, without going to the doctors if you don't want to do that. Although you should probably consider it anyway. But I did that all by myself, and if you want to do a one-to-one with me, I'm offering that service on Fiverr. I've made it literally ridiculously cheap. I've made it literally as cheap as possible so that any one of my audience can benefit from it and we can get into a deeper level of me trying to support you through the same stuff that I've struggled with. So yeah, come and improve your mental health. We're not being depressed anymore.